Virginia's 5th congressional district election in 2018 was something of a time of political unrest. So, the race was ultimately between Republican Denver Riggleman and Democrat Leslie Cockburn. And with a name like Cockburn, Leslie knew she couldn't pull any punches. So that's when she unleashed the ultimate tweet that would send the election into hysteria and cause a massive spike in Google searches of Bigfoot Erotica. Welcome to Paraphiliology, where we make love, not kink shaming. Alright, just to clear the air, unfortunately, Riggleman wasn't actually a Bigfoot Erotica devotee. Instead, he's just devoted to writing books about Bigfoot. Like Bigfoot, It's Complicated, which seems to just kind of be an investigation into Bigfoot and his hobbies. I guess the reason Leslie thought of him as an eroticist is because he did mention working on a book called Bigfoot's Mating Habits and Why Women Love Him, but after doing a little bit of digging, it does become apparent that his books do have a comedic tone to them, which kind of explains the title. The truth is, Bigfoot Erotica is a very real thing with a community of its own. However, I can't find anything online as far as teratophilia communities that are interested in Bigfoot. Which is interesting because most fetish communities are easy to find with a quick DeviantArt search or a quick Reddit search. But when it comes to the sexy Squatch community online, all you can really find is stuff on Cockburn and Riggleman, which kinda sounds like a porn parody of its own. And as you'd expect, DeviantArt is a little less political about it, but searching Bigfoot there just yields, well, take a look for yourself. I wonder how much people would buy if I took pictures of these big ol' feet of mine. It's mostly that and edits of women's feet that have been enlarged, and I just know these weren't consensual, so I will not be including them here. To get to the heart of Bigfoot eroticism, you can't ignore its two most prolific authors, Virginia Wade and Chuck Tingle. Virginia Wade is the pseudonym of a stay-at-home mom famous for making up to $30,000 a month on her Come for Bigfoot series. Wade began as a self-published romance novelist, but when she wasn't finding any success on Amazon, she started deciding to change things up. One day her husband asked her, would you rather make money or would you rather get famous? She conceded that she'd rather get a paycheck at the end of the day. And that's when he said, look what I'm reading, and handed her a collection of science fiction erotica. After dabbling in the erotica genre and kind of finding little success, she realized she had to do something completely new. And that is when a big, hairy mass of an idea hit her. She started playing with the idea of a group of 18-year-old girls who go out into the woods and then are, seduced by Bigfoot. And so she wrote the first Come for Bigfoot book in 2011. She says there was no real overnight success, but through 2012, the book had been downloaded more than 100,000 times. Wade told Business Insider that she even got her family involved. She had her parents translate the book into German and had her friends edit it. She even admitted to her daughter that it was this series that was putting her through college. And since then, Amazon's gotten really picky about what can be self-published there. Ultimately, Wade decided to take a step back from the Bigfoot genre altogether. I mean, for God's sakes, Amazon made her change the title from Come for Bigfoot to Moan for Bigfoot, which just isn't as punchy. Another prolific author of the genre is Chuck Tingle, who's arguably a cryptid of his own. Two-time Hugo Award finalist Dr. Chuck Tingle is an erotic author and a Taekwondo master, almost black belt, from Billings, Montana. After receiving his PhD at DeVry University in holistic massage, Chuck found himself fascinated by all things sensual, leading to his creation of The Tingler, a story so blissfully erotic that it cannot be experienced without eliciting a sharp tingle down the spine. Tingle, or Dr. Tingle's body of work includes Bigfoot Pirates Haunt My Balls, Bigfoot Sommelier Butt Tasting, and Don't Vote for Virginia Congressman hopeful Denver Wiggleman because he is full of hate, not because Bigfoot makes him hard. This doesn't even scratch the surface of Chuck Tingle's broad scope of themed erotica. His other books include aliens, velociraptors, unicorns, and even his own book. The more I look into his books, or Tinglers, the more it becomes apparent that he's kind of self-aware about what he does, but I still think he deserves a video of his own because I just want to meet the guy. Bigfoot Erotica fits under this umbrella of teratophilia, which is described as an attraction to monsters. It even falls under an even smaller umbrella of cryptozoophilia, which involves swamp apes, Nessie, Mothman. And there's been a lot of discussion and argument about the morality of it. Is it considered bestiality? Can Bigfoot consent? For me, I wouldn't call it bestiality. I mean, I love it if Bigfoot existed, that'd be pretty dope, but I just don't think he does. I mean, it seems like Bigfoot erotica is kind of a dying art. I mean, Virginia Wade quit writing in 2014, so... Dr. Tingle, however, is still at it, writing erotica about everything. But like I said, if there is a community, they're overshadowed by the Denver Riggleman situation. Which is just kind of a shame because it's not even true. And for some reason, Cockburn decided to bundle this with the fact that he's a white supremacist. I just think between white supremacy and Bigfoot erotica, white supremacy freaks me out a lot more. I mean, Dr. Tingle said it best. But what are your thoughts? Are you into the sexy squatch? Or are you kind of a sexy swamp ape kind of person? Either way, talk about it in the comments. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. And if you're watching this thinking I'm all wrong and that there actually is a Bigfootophilia community, let me know in the comments, man. I'd be interested to hear all about it and maybe even make a follow-up video. But in the meantime, that's all she wrote. Be sure to check out the Paraphiliology subreddit to talk about this kind of stuff. And if you have any ideas for another video, go ahead and drop it in the comments or the subreddit. And remember, to make love, not kink shaming.